zero over here. Now, when you see a zero, this is at, call it 69.60 or 69.59. When you see a finished auction, what that means is, specifically here, if you take 0 for 5, what that means is there are 0 market participants hitting the bid, and there are 5 market participants hitting the ask. Now, when you see a 0, that's called a finished auction, which means that buyers and sellers are no longer really interested in trading at that price. So at 60, 69.58, 69.59, there are a lot of finished auctions sitting in this sitting in this region. 0, 0, 0. You can see all these zeros over here, which represents the fact that the market isn't interested in trading at these prices, and that's why we have this. That's why we have the sell-off the way we did. So by seeing by seeing positive delta, no upside follow through, and finished auctions over here, this is the difference between an A plus setup and your B plus setup over here, right? So the A plus setup and the B plus setup, they can look familiar, but there are fundamental differences which you can't see without a footprint chart. And that's what I wanted to kind of break down in this video. So if you were taking, the way that I would take this is I would look for the first candle outside of the zone like this. So I'd mark out a break line, and I would wait for the markets to come, and I would take a market execution as soon as we get below the red line. That is sort of what you're looking for. Now, if I continue to play price on a little bit, we end up getting the move here, right? So this would have been your A plus setup, which stops just above this high. And realistically, we'd had a bit of a choppy day. We could only really target the next local low, right? Bit of a chop. But that's beside the point, right? If you are looking for A plus setups, you need to compare the delta using finished auctions and follow through, right? So hopefully you can see the difference between sort of this setup and this setup, right? They're two different things, okay? So if we go back to our presentation now, right? Now the next thing I wanted to go through is volume. So what